Hey Care2, it's Heather. I'm coming to you once again from Denver, Colorado, and we're about to kick off day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Now let's start with yesterday's program at the DNC because it was really interesting in a lot of ways, I think, and had some definite highlights. You can't start talking about last night without talking about Senator Hillary Clinton. She gave what I thought was really a phenomenal speech. She kind of reminds me of Derek Jeter. I'm a lifelong Yankees fan. I hope we don't have too many Red Sox fans who are going to throw tomatoes at me virtually. But Derek Jeter, like Senator Hillary Clinton, they pull through in the clutch. And her speech, I thought, was pitch perfect, very strongly endorsing Senator Obama, paying homage to her supporters and all the hard work they did, but and also taking an opportunity to go after Senator McCain. The line that stuck with me was, "No way, no how, no McCain." I thought that was real strong. I almost wish she'd said it a couple more times to sort of reinforce it and make clear that her allegiance lies not only with Senator Barack Obama, but she does not support Senator McCain. And the sort of symbolic piece of the evening in terms of her speech was that it was happening on the 88th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which is when women got the right to vote. So that was a very powerful moment as well for her to acknowledge that. I think it was a really electrifying moment in the hall. And the last piece I thought was really interesting about her speech was when she really challenged some of her supporters who are upset with how the primary season turns out. She said, "Were you really just in it for me?" And really challenging them to think about what they support and to maybe think more about the fall campaign and sort of the issues that are at stake, in addition to all the hard work that they did for her. The other sort of major sort of headline speech was, of course, the keynote by Senator Mark Warner, and he kept it short. It was under 20 minutes. The two core themes I think he really hit on was to talk about the election in the context of it being about the future, not the past, which is sort of obvious, but I think there was sort of an implicit piece where he was trying to get people to think that maybe Senator McCain is not about the future, that he's about the past, and that's really an age thing, and also that Senator McCain doesn't particularly have a vision. And the other thing was he was talking about his record as governor of Virginia in the context of being a problem solver, who gets stuff done, who didn't care where ideas came from. And I think it was really an important element in terms of reaching out to independents and folks who really just want to see some of the problems that they think are huge and get them solved, as people really overwhelmingly feel like the country's on the wrong track right now and at this point in history as we go into this fall election campaign. The other major speakers of the evening, all of whom were governors, really, Governor Sebelius of Kansas, Governor Schweitzer of Montana, and Governor Patrick of Massachusetts, all spoke, I think, very effectively about economic issues and energy issues. It was interesting to see how those two things sort of wove together. But also the way they talked about their upbringing. It seems to me it was a very deliberate strategy for them to talk about how they were raised in ways that really connected with the average American around growing up in the Midwest or growing up poor on the south side of Chicago and having to literally every third night you chose who got to sleep in the bed because they were poor, and a generation later they were well-to-do, as Governor Patrick, I think, so movingly spoke of that. So those were sort of interesting, and they also, of course, were attacking Senator McCain. Senator Bob Casey Jr. of Pennsylvania, obviously a very important state, he was, I think, very effective in attacking Senator McCain. So you saw much sharper rhetoric where that was concerned last night. And just want to take 30 seconds here to do a quick rant. The major networks, I was actually watching coverage last night. It was CBS. So you have Governor Schweitzer talking, which is, of course, a core reason why the Democrats chose Denver, because they feel that the Rocky Mountain West is a fertile ground for them in terms of identifying new Democrats and maybe picking up some states and winning power. And he's a very effective economic populist speaker, a very popular Democratic governor in a quote-unquote red state. And rather than actually cover that, Katie Couric is interviewing Mitt Romney, and he's just, talking about the Republican talking points for the day of vice president, and then, not talking about whether he's going to be vice presidential nominee for Senator McCain. And what had to go through my mind I was just thinking, well, if you're at the convention, maybe you actually ought to cover the convention. That's just me. Okay, end rant. That was probably a little longer than 30 seconds. In any case, So what we've been doing here at Big Tent, yesterday morning we had a great interview with Senator Salazar of Colorado, Senator Ken Salazar, and we talked to him a lot about energy independence and the changing demographics of Colorado and how that's giving Democrats new opportunities where that's concerned. And of course, what it feels like to be a host of the Democratic Convention as he is from Colorado. We also had a great interview with Richard Kirsch of Healthcare for America Now and co-director Roger Hickey of the Campaign for America's Future. And they talked about healthcare, sort of the changing politics of that, and how they see this issue playing out in the fall campaign. We're going to hopefully bring that footage to you later today. So tonight's program is all about Senator Joe Biden, who is the vice presidential nominee. I really am looking forward to hearing his speech. The theme of the convention tonight for the Democrats is national security. Of course, Senator Biden has extensive national security background, and really many people feel shores up Senator Obama in that regard. He also is likely to come out, I think, pretty sharply attacking Senator McCain and his policies, and that he's not the right leader for America right now. So that'll sort of be an interesting speech. But of course, the other major speaker of the evening is going to be President Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton obviously worked very hard to get Senator Hillary Clinton elected, and was very upset at times on the campaign trail, as I'm sure many of you saw. And so I hope that helps give you a flavor of what's happening here in Denver. And we will be back tomorrow with the final day of the Democratic Convention with a rundown on what you saw last night, as well as what we can look forward to on Thursday evening with Barack Obama accepting the Democratic presidential nomination. Have a great Wednesday.